Good morning, people from up in the hills in Gran Canaria. This, where I'm at now, is just another example of why they call this place a mini continent, which is quite astonishing. Today I'm in the heartland of the island, searching for some breathtaking views. On the way up here, I mean, I'm only halfway up, and on the way up here I've seen some crazy views already. I'm pretty sure they say that when you're at the top, I mean, there's a tallest peak here up in the mountain, which I'm going to be going to a little bit later on. When you're up there on a clear day, you can see Tenerife, essentially. It was pretty cloudy and hazy coming up, but it's looking pretty blue now. So hopefully, with any luck, I might be able to see Tenerife from here, which is pretty strange. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's get going. Seems like that thick fog is staying persistent. So, although saying that, this side kind of looks blue and then over there is grey. So maybe we'll be able to see some islands. This part, which I'm walking up to now, isn't the tallest peak of the island by any means. That up there looks much higher, but this rock, which you can see from here actually, up on the hill, Rock Nublo, it was essentially worshipped by the indigenous people of this island, thousands of years ago. I suppose they believed it had some kind of mythical powers, and they used to kind of sit up there and have mass prayers and this, that and the other. I'm sure there's some significance to either something related to the sun. I shall figure out what it is and put it up there for you. The sun is absolutely beating down now, and it's still kind of hazy, so later on when it picks up, if it does, I think around midday it's supposed to clear up quite a bit. I mean, now you can't see beyond that ridge. You see kind of a few hills faintly in the distance, but I'd be interested to see once I get up to this peak to look over the other edge, because that certainly looks clear. So the pine trees in the Canary Islands are unique to the archipelago. They can't be found anywhere else in the world. They're called Canarian pine. I'm sure they have a scientific name as well, which I wouldn't know what it is off the top of my head. But yeah, these are all pine trees. That one up there maybe looks a little bit more adult. But they start off as these tiny little pines, like that. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen how a pine starts out, but that is in its kind of earliest stage, and then it will kind of end up like the pine up there. Not sure if you can see them, which is how we can usually see a pine once it's fallen on the ground, I suppose. Here we go. So, well, it looks like the ones that are kind of ready to go are at the very top, and then all of the little baba ones are at the bottom. Oh, crikey, that ridge there looks pretty ominous.
start burning, and I'm going to absorb, and I'm going to consume the oxygen. So the fire is not going to go inside of it. No. And in case that the fire comes here, the thing is going to burn cylinders.
This pine has got a very distinctive look. As I said, it's kind of unique to this island, or to these set of islands. And the lady down there was just saying, I'm not sure if you could hear, it's prone to fires up here. And so the trees have kind of evolved to the branches for them to be far away from the tree itself, so that this fire doesn't spread, which is kind of hard to believe, but I suppose, yeah, trees would have evolved to kind of concern themselves with that. It's fascinating. And God knows what that guy was carrying up there. Some like massive pole. I'm sure it's going to be a tool he's going to be using for God knows what. Maybe chiseling out the rock, making a statue up there. Get an absolute stomp on. So all the walking I've been doing the past couple of days has kind of irritated my hip flexor. So it comes and goes. I go for runs quite a lot, and I went for a long run. I did a Tough Mudder run, which is like a few different obstacles. It's a 15k, and since then that's flared it up. And every time I then go for a run, even if it's a short run or obviously a massive 2 days of walking, it will kind of irritate it and then stay like that for a while. So hopefully it doesn't prevent me from, well, not kind of actually making the walk. I'm sure it won't be that bad, but I might just have to go a little bit slower. Those guys are absolutely stomping it out there, but I think I would probably burn it out too early if I were to do that. Granted, I've got another long day of walking today, so I need to take it easy. Here we go. So this is when you need to start kind of watching your footing. This is the start of the trail properly. So there's two kind of rocks that jut out. There's that one there. That's the main rock nublo. That looks so strange. You can see the outline of the trees. A bunch of trees over there on the hill, and it almost looks like on a video game where the textures haven't loaded and they've got like a low res version of the trees, if that makes sense. You can see how everything is formed by flowing water or flowing lava. Must be lava, I suppose. But the rocks just up here, it's just got a specific shape to it, hasn't it? I mean, there's many peaks down there through that valley that are similar kind of thing. You can't actually see rock nubla from here. It's got to be up above this ridge. Crikey, look at that one. So that's rock nubla. in all its glory. I mean, that is massive. It looks huge from here, but I can see the people down there next to it and they are like ants. So that must be pretty girthy. Let's go and find out. And if I'm honest, I mean, nowadays, obviously it was a different story thousands of years ago, but nowadays it's fairly easy to get up here. The roads are actually quite enjoyable to drive, they're lovely and smooth. So a few kind of tight bits, at least the way I went. But parking, so as long as you get here early enough, there was plenty of parking. The parking space right next to the beginning of the hiking trail. Plenty of space. If you park further away, I'm sure there's even more options. Oops.
Venga, campeón, tú puedes, ánimo.
But that's fun. Running up and down there, but that really pushes you to the limit. Wow. Jesus. It's like a desert up here. You realize how flat it was? There's a hoop at the top of that piece of rock. How on earth does that form? Kind of almost seems intentional. I don't understand how that could have been eroded and pushed out and forced out. Well, you can see now, and you can imagine this whole flat space. It certainly seems like space for gatherings, you know, gatherings of people, hundreds of people to come up here and worship their god. I'm not sure who their god was, but it's very odd that this space is so flat and then you've got something like that there. Was this space kind of cleared out to be some kind of worshipping ground? Or naturally this is just the way it's been and that's why it kind of attracted so much attention? Don't think I'll be seeing Tenerife today. Can't see much further than the next cliff over, really. Crikey. Gracias. Yeah, the view here must be immense. If it's a clear day, you must be able to see for miles. You can just about make out all of the farming land and whatnot down there. There was a good few villages which you have to pass through to get up here. And most of it's kind of farming land, but it's really odd because there's palm trees down there, and then beyond a certain point it just turns into this pine. It's almost instant. So the blue chaffinch is a bird which is unique to this area. I'm pretty sure I just saw one perched up on this little rock. Hopefully I'll spot one today, because it's going to be my best bet to spot one. They're very rare and they're absolutely tiny, like smaller than a robin. But this will probably be the best place to find them. If not today, maybe tomorrow. Hip flexor's not playing up yet, which is good. I don't think I've been walking quick enough, so still at 100%. I mean, from where I parked, you can actually see where I parked down there. It wasn't really a difficult hike, I suppose, if you're walking. Those guys that were running up here, I'm sure they had a good day, but let's get a move on. What time is it? 11:25. So now to head to the peak, which I imagine is up there. That certainly looks like the tallest point on the island. Oh. There's a very unique bark as well, these trees. I can't remember what the lady said, but is it something like the bark either protects itself or can't be flameproof, can it? I didn't hear what she said, but the bark is fire resistant. I think I've spotted a blue chaffinch. I doubt you'll even be able to make that out. Let me see if I can get any closer. They're almost the size of my thumb. There he goes. Oh, two of them. Perched on that little branch down there. There's one right there. I'm surprised he's even bothered to come this close. There he goes. There seems to be a massive bike community in Gran Canaria as well. I can see why, because the roads are absolutely divine for it. Lovely and smooth, some of the best roads I've actually driven on, to be honest, up here in the mountains. And it was lovely in a little Kia, little tiny thing, so yeah, I can imagine it is lovely. And I've seen in the city kind of bike rack after bike rack. So I've just parked up the car. This is the final walk up now to the tallest point in Gran Canaria. This is the actual viewpoint. Mirador Pico de las Nieves. I can see from here that's Rock Nublo, where I was maybe half hour ago. Wow, much clearer this side than it is that side for some reason. So literally is a military base over there. Almost looks like a fake one, like they've used in a film. Looks like it's made out of paper, like a prop building. The view up here is insane. To be fair, I can see the edge of the island. Definitely won't be able to see anything beyond that. the water just kind of fades into a grey. So I suppose that there is physically the tallest point. This is the tallest point you can get to. I suppose you could give it a try, but I think you'd have difficulty getting up there. So I've come down from the viewpoint, which was 1,949 meters up, not from here, but I suppose above sea level. I've come down to a lovely, quaint little village. So basically, every house or every building in this town is whitewashed walls with kind of red tile. And it is very pretty.
Vamos, ¿a qué nos tienes que tocar con agua? No, tú. Vale, pillada. No me has dejado pero cogí agua. Patrick, madre. ¡Nena!
This town is also known for its lovely treats that it makes from almonds, I believe. So I will make sure that I try and find a couple of those for the journey back. I believe that's the Mirador up there. And that's the rock. This place really is a mini continent, isn't it? Feels like I'm in a different country altogether. And the weather's changed. The haze, we're kind of in the haze now, but the sun is definitely beating through. Dulceria. Okay. These are the almond sweets I'm talking about. these? Pollos fritos.
Oye, no, vamos a seguir para un... Ah, vale, que vamos a ir. Hola, ¿cómo estamos?
What a massive dragonfly. So the bird that I saw earlier on, I don't think it was a blue chaffinch, actually. I'm pretty sure they actually are blue. It's subtle blue. So I'm on the lookout still. I can hear birds from here. But I thought I was too lucky. They're a very rare find. So the almonds that I bought, the kind of treats in the bag, this is the brand. I don't know if that brand is, it can't be the same place, can it? Or is it different? Yeah, it's from a different place. So it must be the one brand that kind of runs the whole place. It is a different place, but it's La Casa de la Almendra. So still somehow related to almonds. There must be, this place must have some kind of affinity to almonds, maybe because they're easily grown here, or just the almonds in this area are banging. I wouldn't have thought so though. What are these? These limes? Could do with a little cheeky lime, couldn't we? Not really, I don't have any use for a lime. Do hear running water though, so might as well fill up if we can. Not particularly easy. Let's walk around.
Hoy día es complicado.
Every cathedral I pass, I'll take a little seat. This one's got loads of chandeliers in it. I think it's the first time I've seen that. Chandeliers in a cathedral? Looks like they're preparing for service. Oh. So what is it with Spain and the frequency of pretty women that you see compared to England, let's say, because I'm bloody fed up. Got a wonderful view of the rock from here. Still particularly hazy out there, you can just see the outline. I think right now, what time is it? 2:41. Beyond 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock is going to be the clearest it's going to be today, so didn't pick the best day for it, or they're saying that. I think kind of the whole time I'm here it's similar to this, so what on earth is this? Now, is it just me, or if you were a kid growing up here, it would be like a wonderland? Like, you've got all of this stuff which just seems so unique to me, maybe, but it's like, you know, the whole town's a playground. Someone just said Ollie. But in England, I suppose there are certain villages that you can go to that are going to be a similar kind of vibe. But a place like this, especially this town in particular, with this stuff, it's quiet enough, it's always safe enough, and you know, it's interesting to just kind of think what maybe how different a child would be with your experience growing up here compared to a city. It must be drastic. Solomons have taken a bit of a battering today, but they're holding up pretty sweet. So this town is quite literally situated in the valley in between both the rock and the peak. Situated perfectly up in the hills, nestled away. And it's a bit of a hidden gem, to be honest. It's a shame I couldn't stay for longer, really, but I've got an hour and a bit of drive back now, so get back, change, get on the beach, I reckon. Where I'm staying is right on the beachfront, and that's a game changer. I mean, I've never stayed anywhere where you can just out your door and you're basically on the beach, and it's perfect sand, perfect temperature, not too the sun's not too blasting, so you've not got to worry about, you know, creaming up every 10 minutes, which I wouldn't really need to do anyway, but I like just not having to think about it. I've not had to wear any cream today, and because of the sun, because of the haziness, I can tell that I'm not going to burn. Bueno amigos, gracias por ver mi video. Hasta luego.